First one is Gerard Worthy with a concussion, and then second one is LaShawn. We're just going to rest day. Got a little bit of a groin, but nothing to be concerned about. Just it was scheduled rest day pretty much, and we're going to do that once in a while with our veteran guys. So with that, you can go ahead and open it up to questions.
Was that scheduled when he suffered a groin injury, or?
No, it was. In my mind, I was going to, always want to make sure we take care of some of those guys that need some rest, and so.
You're already planning on resting him, but there was also a groin injury that happened this week.
Yeah, it's soreness, nothing, but yeah, I'm very confident. Yeah, wrong approach. That is 100% the wrong approach. They don't need to learn anything from me. And Vic, I get where you're coming from. I mean, that's fair and reasonable to think. I would never want them to win one for the coach. Let's just go out and do what we do and embrace who we are and continue to get better. That's really the process that I want us focused on. It's about me being around, and not just myself, but all of our coaches and all of our support staff in terms of, hey, we're around our players, and it's not a divide between. A lot of buildings are set up such that floor 1 is the locker room and floor 2 is everyone's office. Well, the dynamic between that is not, how do you communicate it? So to your point, Vic, I want to know the pulse of our football team, and you get that by being around, whether it's the locker room or meeting rooms. I just came from some meetings with the meeting rooms and with the players, and being able to feel that, I think, is important as a leader, and also to be able to listen to what is going on and the communication between players and coaches and players. And then, just in terms of where we are as a team week to week, what's the vibe going on in the locker room, and where do I want it to be as opposed to where we are, and just, I give the players, I try and, as you guys know, have a leadership council, and that's part of that also. And, and then having the office down here, it just allows me to be more readily accessible, bringing a player in, having a coach in, and, those are good dynamic type meetings that I like to have in there. So, it's that the relationships that are built from being around one another, hard to develop that when you're living in two different houses, right? And so I want the players to know just the same. They can tough group to prepare for because they're so athletic, and Luke is so aware of things, and they do a great job of communicating on their end as well. You just got to be aware of where he is, and they do a great job of taking the ball away on defense. That was a big part of their formula last week, and I'm sure one of their big goals this week against us will be to take the ball away. So we've got to be very aware of that and do our part in terms of respecting the football, and they thrive off of taking the ball away and setting their offense up with short fields. So I think they're all different. I think both these guys are their own individuals. I don't really compare. I try not to compare two players. LaShawn is such a talented football player, and very elusive, and his success, his resume speaks for itself. I think that's a known commodity. McCaffrey, very decorated player in his own right, and we've got a lot of respect for him. We know what he does offensively and on special teams, so it's important that we know, our stuff, so we can put our best foot forward. But talented football player. The thing to me, just from a respect standpoint, is the instincts and how he handles himself, both on and off the field. A lot of class, and just seems to be a great competitor. Very similar. I would compare him to Luke. I've got a world of respect for Luke, and it seems like he handles himself with the same type of approach to life and the game, which is healthy.